What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Movement channel. It's your boy Cameron Bash here, and today we're coming at you all with one hell of an update to the whole CM Punk / AEW situation, as the latest developments on this story could end up having massive ramifications for Punk's future with the company. So make sure you hit that subscribe button below for free to keep up to date with all of our coverage on the latest and greatest in the world of pro wrestling. And with that being said, let's go ahead and jump straight into this story. Now, unless you've been living under a rock, you should know all about the drama that's been going on in AEW at the moment. But just to quickly recap, CM Punk and the Elite each win gold at AEW All Out. Punk winning the world title, the Elite winning the trios titles. After the show, CM Punk unloads at the live media scrum, dishing out words of frustration at many members of the AEW locker room. This leads to CM Punk and Ace Steel getting into a backstage brawl with the Elite and potentially other members of the locker room as well. There is currently still a third-party investigation ongoing to work out exactly what happened and where to take the situation from here. Both CM Punk and the Elite were then stripped of their titles a few days later on AEW Dynamite, and in the weeks that have followed since that event, new champions have been crowned, and there has been zero mention of CM Punk or the Elite on AEW TV, which just goes to show you how serious Tony Khan is taking this whole situation. Fans are now in a position where they are eagerly awaiting an update on 4 of AEW's biggest stars. However, thanks to Wade Keller of PW Torch, we may have just found out the fate of one of these 4 men. Speaking on the PW Torch audio show, Wade Keller was in the middle of recapping last night's AEW Dynamite Grand Slam, where he was in the middle of talking about the ROH World title match that took place, when he noted how CM Punk's name was excluded when they were talking about all of the big names that have held that championship previously. He then went on to say that he doesn't actually expect Punk to return to the company, and while nothing is 100% set in stone at this time, he believes that things are leaning towards CM Punk being bought out of his contract with AEW. On the PW Torch audio show, he said, and I quote, "I think this is noteworthy, but not surprising, that he excluded CM Punk's name when he talked about some of the biggest names who have held the title. That's a bit of a tell. As I talked with Jason Powell yesterday about it, I am not expecting CM Punk to wrestle in AEW again. I'm not saying it's a 100% sure thing, but everything is pointing in the direction of some sort of buyout of his contract. We'll learn more eventually about that situation. So while this isn't 100% confirmed as fact at this point in time, it certainly seems to be the direction that Wade Keller thinks things will be going in. I can't say for sure myself whether or not this is true, so this is definitely something to take with a grain of salt for now. One thing is for sure though, and that is it'll be interesting to see the wider effects that this will have on the company if CM Punk is bought out of his contract. For example, could this lead to CM Punk also being removed from the AEW Fight Forever video game? Usually, I would say that wouldn't change, but in order to appear in a video game and be on the cover for that video game, a contract would need to be in place for that. And if CM Punk is going to be bought out of all of his AEW contracts, then that could mean he's removed from the video game as well. But just like this entire situation, we're just gonna have to wait and see when it comes to that. But I do have to say, if this is how things end between CM Punk and AEW at this stage in the game, then I think that is incredibly pathetic from all of the parties involved. Firstly, it's pathetic from the point of AEW / Tony Khan themselves. They spent all of this money and undoubtedly spent a lot of time and effort to bring CM Punk into AEW in the first place. He then spends his first year in your company having some of the hottest matches and most memorable feuds the company has ever seen, with the likes of Darby Allin, Eddie Kingston and MJF, proving that he's still valuable as a performer and draw in the business. And before you can really get the ball rolling with him because of some unfortunately timed injuries, you're ready to just drop the ball and not work your hardest to keep the man you worked so hard to get the first time around? It's pathetic from the Elite for similar reasons. These dudes spent years being the biggest fans of CM Punk, talking about how cool it'd be to get to work with him and bring him into AEW. Then as soon as they got him, they all turned sour on him because they didn't like some of the things he said. But I'm confused. I thought you were all big fans of CM Punk. Surely you were fans of his, in part, because of the way he runs his mouth, right? I mean, that's what made him so famous and put him on the map after all. Oh, But you only liked it when he dropped pipe bombs on other companies and other EVPs, right? Not something that you wanted to deal with personally, no? But ultimately, more than anyone, the person who I'd find most pathetic and be most disappointed by in this entire situation, if he does end up being bought out of his contract, is CM Punk himself. I don't think I really need to spell it out for anyone. If Punk accepts being bought out of his contract, tucks his tail between his legs and walks out of AEW, never to be seen again, then this man's entire legacy in the world of combat sports can be summed up with a few simple words. The ultimate quitter. He quit the WWE when things weren't going his way, he quit MMA when he couldn't fight in the UFC anymore, and by accepting a contract buyout and not fighting to stay in front of the fans that you say you care about so much, that would be another fancy way of quitting. I really do hope this doesn't end up being the case and all four of the men at the heart of this issue can resolve their differences, put all of this stuff behind them, and return to AEW to put on some magical moments. But if people do start leaving and dropping off from the company because of all of this, then it truly is a really sad and pathetic display from all of the parties involved. But of course guys, those are just my opinions on the matter and I would love to hear yours. Do you think CM Punk could end up being bought out of his contract with AEW? Or do you see things going in a different way? Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below, and while you're down there, don't forget to drop a like on the video and subscribe for more pro wrestling content and coverage. Thank you very much for watching this video and I'll see you soon for another one. Peace.